The courtroom was silent, except for the ticking clock on the wall. A young black man stood before the bench, hands trembling, heart pounding. He had done nothing wrong, but the way the judge glared at him made guilt feel inevitable. His words were dismissed before they even left his mouth. "Liar!" the judge spat, his tone filled with venom and arrogance. No one dared to speak. No one except the truth he carried, and the partner walking toward that courtroom door, ready to change everything. Watch till the end to see justice turn. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Michael Carter had worked hard his entire life. A decorated FBI field agent, he believed in justice, in doing what was right, even when the system made it hard. But that morning, he wasn't in a suit with a badge. He was in handcuffs, accused of assaulting a store owner after an argument that escalated. The headlines had already painted him guilty. Off-duty black agent attacks shopkeeper. He tried to explain, but no one listened. Not the officers who pinned him down, not the reporters waiting outside, and now, not even the judge, who seemed determined to break him. Michael's mind raced, not about his own freedom, but about what this said about the country he served. He'd seen injustice before, but never thought it would happen to him. Not like this. Not in a place that claimed to know the meaning of law and order. The courtroom smelled of old wood and arrogance. The judge, Harold Whitmore, was known for his stern approach, but those who'd been there before knew better. His biases weren't subtle. They were loud, sharpened by decades of entitlement. As Michael's attorney tried to speak, Whitmore interrupted again and again, his tone dripping with disdain. "Spare me the excuses," he said. "Men like him always have stories." The gallery murmured, some whispering, others watching in silence as Michael stood tall, jaw clenched, refusing to break. He replayed the night in his head. He had walked into the convenience store to grab medicine for his sick mother. The clerk had accused him of stealing, shouting racial slurs before pushing him. When the police arrived, they saw only one thing: a black man standing over a white clerk. They didn't ask questions. They didn't need to. Now every word he said in his defense was being twisted. The prosecutor painted him as aggressive, uncontrolled, dangerous. And each time Michael tried to speak, Whitmore silenced him with cold authority. "You had your chance," the judge snapped. "Now face the consequences." Michael's pulse throbbed in his ears. He wanted to shout, to tear down the hypocrisy filling that room. But then, just as the judge prepared to deliver his verdict, the doors to the courtroom opened, and everything changed. A tall woman in a navy suit strode in, her badge gleaming in the light. The room turned, whispers spreading like wildfire. "Agent Rebecca Hill, FBI Internal Affairs," she announced, her voice sharp enough to slice through the tension. She walked straight to Michael's side, handing the bailiff a sealed folder. "This," she said, "is surveillance footage from the store, obtained by federal order." The judge hesitated, but the screen didn't lie. The video played, showing Michael calm, the clerk throwing the first punch, and the racial slurs echoing through the speakers. The silence that followed was deafening. Whitmore's face drained of color. The truth, clear, undeniable, filled the room. For once, Michael didn't have to say a word. Justice had just walked in through the door. The judge cleared his throat, stammering through a forced apology. The charges were dropped, but the damage lingered. Michael left the courthouse not as a free man, but as a changed one. He had seen how quickly justice could be bent, how truth could be buried beneath skin color. As reporters swarmed him, he said only one thing: "The system works, but only when someone's watching." That clip went viral within hours. Protests erupted. The judge was placed under investigation, and somewhere, a young boy watched that video, realizing that silence was no longer an option, because this story wasn't just about one man in a courtroom. It was about millions still waiting to be heard. Where are you watching from, and how many more stories like this will it take before justice finally means the same for everyone? Take care.